What up, y'all? It's the Jokerz Gallery right here on the Fago Lovers Network for another edition of 5-Piece coming at you. Today we got the top 5 songs of the second deck. The OG cards get a lot of love, especially on this program. We're some OG fucking juggalos, so those OG first 6 cards get a lot of love, but I don't think the second deck should be slept on. There's some pretty magical shit on there, so I wanted to highlight it before we get into the top 5. I'm gonna head and introduce the panel. Right here beside me, you got the host of Speak Your Clout and UFCD on Studio 17, Mr. Mike Sears.
What up, yo? GC. Jokerz Gallery, motherfucker. What's poppin', man? Go Stop Gallery.
Sir. And under me, you got the Larry King of the Underground, Luke the Goon checking in.
Yeah, what's good? Back again. This is going to be an interesting one for sure.
And then we got a special guest joining us this week. Be the homie Mr. Darby O'Trill checking in to rank his top 5 of the second deck. What's good, Darby?
What's up? What's up? I appreciate y'all having me on here. I'm looking forward to doing this rank. I do think there is some pretty fire songs in the second deck amidst some not so fire shit, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we've pretty much said that anything they made from in the 90s was perfect. Yeah, there's nothing you can really argue with that they made in the 90s. That 90s discography is pretty much perfect, but like you said, there's some misses on the second deck. We'll probably get into those whenever we start talking about honorable mentions, because there are some songs that are like so bad they're good that I wanted to mention. Before we get into ranking the actual top 5, I want to talk to Darby about his music he's got going. I know I was a fan of Piecemeal. That was a pretty dope ass album. It's got tracks produced by Devereaux, and as soon as you hear those beats, and then what really stood out to me was Darby's flow. The way I would compare it for people that is watching, it would be if you mix old school Blaze with Ouija. It's a really fucking unique sound that I dug. It went really well with those Devereaux beats, so definitely you got to check out his music. So let them know where they can check that shit out.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. You can find me on all platforms at Darby O'Trill. We've been dropping new music videos every month on the 17th. You know, keep it jugging. But yeah, Devereaux and I have been working for like the past year on a new full-length album. It's got like 21 joints on that bitch, and that's coming out later this year. But all produced by Devereaux. There's a couple dope features on there from some underground legends. I mean, I think they're legends. So, you know, yeah, go check out the music videos on YouTube, Instagram at Darby O'Trill.
Oh yeah, a couple tracks that really stood out to me. You make a Great Pig Feed. That song's fucking super dope. Piecemeal's the album that I've heard, and Mind Full of Flies is probably my favorite track on the whole album. So I definitely suggest those two for anybody that hasn't heard some tracks from Darby.
Hell yeah, man. We actually got the Mind Full of Flies music video coming out next week on the 17th. Right before I fucking head out to the gathering and shit. Not to fucking timestamp this video or nothing.
Yeah, that's dope. Like I said, that's my favorite track off the album, so definitely looking forward to that music video. We'll get into the second deck tracks right now. I'll start it off at my 5 spot. Going to be the closing track of Mighty Def Pop. I love those OG closing tracks from the original Joker cards, and they continue with the second deck. It'll be Forever for me off of Mighty Def Pop.
Truth is, happiness is in your own head. How you perceive shit, believe it is. It's all you. Some of us have fools, can't help it. Living in a bad mood, shit hurts. Then it only gets worse. They don't get it, not even the experts. But trust me, it won't last forever. You hit bottom, shit finally gets better. Some don't need bank to laugh and live on the bright side, whatever the path. When you hit 40 or 50, that's just half. Enjoy youth, cause if you don't get back, forever revolves around you. That's your time, I'm living in mine too. How much positivity are you blind to? You only live once, I'll remind you.
I think the message in the song's super dope. I even dug the video. That it didn't come out until the Psychopathics, the video part 2 came out, because they said they didn't like the video. They spent like, I think $50,000 on the video and they didn't like it, but I actually really dig the video. It tells the story of the song pretty well. I thought Shaggy really stood out. He had a couple like really good lines. Some don't need bank to laugh, look on the bright side, whatever the path. When you get to 40 or 50, that's just half. Enjoy youth, that's that shit you can't get back. Like Shaggy just in the second deck, I think the running theme might be of how Shaggy has became the main fucking dude, at least for me. Like Shaggy just stepped his game up like 2009 and on. Shaggy's been on that rise. Like I always talk about Monoxide. Shaggy's been leveling up ever since. And those verses, like I said, from Shaggy on this song makes it check in on my top 5. So I had to put it at the 5 spot with Forever.
Definitely.
Yeah, that almost made my list. It'd probably be an honorable mention.
It's a great song. All right, my number 5. You're gonna stick to Mighty Death Pop, man. 2012. I got Night of the Chainsaw.
Stay inside your homes and off the streets until this matter has been resolved.
PCP! Meth, meth, antidepressant pills. Everything spills into one pot. On top of that, I smoke rock. I hear that shit, but I won't stop. Last time on the spot, choked a cop. Stopped and had a Faygo soda pop. In the back of my truck, chucked the chainsaw. Usually chop wood, but that ain't all. It's a bit strange, all up in your mid-range. Cut a hole in your head till I hit brains. Left a cop in a pile, wild maybe. It's the night of the chainsaw, baby. Cut him up, Tut, somebody. Cut him up, Tut, get bloody. Cut him up, Tut, go nutty. Cut him up, Tut, go. Cut him up, Tut, go.
That shit slaps.
Yeah, shit's banging. I mean, I prefer the 3-6 Mafia remix on the White Pop more, but it's just not on the card, so had to go with the original, you know.
Yeah, that remix
killing motherfuckers with a chainsaw and shit. You know, you got Night of the Axe, Night of the 44, Night of the Chainsaw. Shit's fire. So that's my number 5 of Mighty Death Pop, Night of the Chainsaw.
Another dope ass video from the Mighty Death Pop era. They made a video of that one.
Yeah, I'm about to say the video's pretty dope too.
And that's another thing I was thinking whenever I was putting together the list is we were kind of bitching that the OG Joker cards didn't get enough music videos. But once the second deck comes out and they've got like the green screen, it's no longer costing them $200,000 or $300,000 to make a decent video. We start getting a pretty good amount of videos from these second deck. And I'm a visual person, so I think that might be a little bit why I really dig the second deck, is because you get so much visuals and music videos with these songs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, yeah, my number 5 is, I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much because it's kind of a depressing song. It's Mighty Death Pop, Hate Her to Death.
Fucking hate her to death. She's incredible, unforgettable, undeniable, breathtaking, I'm furious. She's so mysterious, I'm curious, earth-shaking. She's always right every time. I fucking hate her to death. She gives me sight, though I'm blind. I fucking hate her to death. She's always saving my life, but she don't belong to me. She tells me things are alright, but she don't belong to me. I try to follow her light, but she don't belong to me. I feel her venomous bite, cause she don't belong to me. She's funny, she's shining, she's happy. I fucking hate her to death. She's caring, she's fine, she's smiling. I fucking hate her to death. I want you off this planet. I fucking hate her to death. Don't want me, I just can't stand it.
A period of my life where I'd put that song on and I would just fucking like dwell in that shit, bro. But I had to put it on the list because it is a really good song.
It is.
No, that's
Fucking hate
that
it.
is a fire drum.
Yeah.
Alright, my number 5, I know everyone here is probably not gonna fucking agree with this, but What the Fuck off of Fearless Fred Fury.
Hopefully I'll get pumped up soon with any What the fuck?
all right that we've been given.
So a bullshit, hooker ass kicking, coke sniffing, joke graduates to throat slitting and committing rapes. It escalates, but they catch him till he escapes. He takes the bracelets off, snips them and breaks. Half the country are closet races. Disgraces hiding their demon faces, concealing their horns and pitchforks. Satanic bitch whores and devils and devils. The government tells you milk is good for the bones, when all it really gives you is bones. It don't make them hard, it makes them
A lot of people compared it with Terrible.
Terrible,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like a callback to that, like, old school, like, ICP making a song about shit that pisses them off. And that's the screams and the chorus of that shit.
Yeah, Shaggy.
I fuck with that, man. Yeah, man. That shit fucking hard. I fuck with that song.
Yeah,
And that's another song that I think's placed perfectly in the album. I liked it a lot better when I listened to that song on Fearless Fred Fury than whenever I listened to it as a standalone single. I thought it fit in a lot better with the whole theme of the album and everything. And they kind of switched it up a little bit. They did some extra work before they released it on the album version.
There's a little bit of like a beat switch up. I think in Shaggy's second part, they drop like the main rhythm of it, and it's just the percussion. That shit sounds pretty good. And I believe on the album version they have Willoughby Rags on there.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah, that and another song on there. But yeah, what the fuck? I thought that shit was cool.
Oh yeah. I'm a mart for Willoughby Rags. Anytime they throw extra amount of him on there, I'm always a mart for it ever since fucking Forgotten Freshness days. So it's a throwback to the old school. So that nostalgia always gets a point with me.
Yeah.
I'll move it up to my 4th spot. Speaking of nostalgia, this is the song that officially told me that Dark Carnival was back, from 2009, Bang Pow Boom, In Your Face.
Your face for you, something special for you. We got you covered, homie, something exclusive for you. We got
I was fucking this slut up in her dirty ass, through the rubber out the window as we drove past. Funny thing, I see you standing on the grass, and it fucking stuck to your mustache. In your face. Bang to the pow, wang to the mouth. Boom go the wicked clown, southwest style. From Pluto to Uranus, we underground famous for doom. Ain't 808 bass booms in your face. I shook the hand of Satan with a cross in my palm, burnt all the flesh all the way up his arm. I wasn't scared, I was giddy to do it. Then I lopped his head off and threw it in your face. Then clown posse never gonna fade. Helped your ass get laid back in 8th grade. Many years passed and we still top grade, blowing up like a hand grenade in your face.
As soon as I heard that song, I started calling all my homies that I knew back in the day that liked ICP, and then dropped the hatchet whenever the calm and the storm and shit like that was going on. And I played them this song, and I was like, dude, they're back. Fucking listen to this song. And most of them that I played it for agreed, went out and got the album. I always thought the line that stood out to me is insane clown posse never gonna fade. Helped your ass get laid back in 8th grade. Many years passed and we still top grade. I've always thought that was super dope, because I mean, for the OG Juggalos, fuck. ICP helped me get skins back in the day for sure. And then they come back, and that was in 2099 era, and then they come back fucking 10 years later rapping about that shit. I was like, fuck yeah, man. These fucking dudes are back. Had Mike Clark. It sounded like a classic ICP song. Like we said with all these other songs we mentioned almost, it has a dope video that goes along with it as well. First got to hear it on the sampler that they gave out whenever you wrote into Cave and Rock for Gathering of the Juggalos 2009. It was just a little clip of it on the sampler, and I immediately knew it was going to be a dope ass fucking song as soon as I heard the first like 30 seconds of it. So I looked forward to that. They ended up playing it on the concert on their last night, how they always closed down the Gathering with ICP show. They played that and a few other Bang Pow Boom tracks that nobody had ever heard before. So I definitely had to get In Your Face in the top 5, so I'll put it in my 4th spot.
Great choice, man. When I first heard that, I was so fucking happy, because everyone knows I hate fucking Tempest and the Storm and the Calm. So yeah, I was like, hell yeah, they're back, man. But going number 4, man, stick to Bang Pow Boom 2009. I Found a Body, man.
Sat him on my couch, cooked him pizza rolls, opened up his mouth, stuffed him down his throat. Then we went to Target, I pushed him in the carton. People stopped and stared, they thought he was retarded. I put him in some shades and sprayed him down with X. We rented a movie, just chilled and relaxed.
just finds some fucking dead body. You know what I'm saying? He must be a crackhead. He's thinking to himself. Fucking sits him on his couch, feeds him pizza rolls and shit. You know, I'm so. Oh man, that shit is crazy. He got a hole in his head where he must have got shot. That shit is fire.
He's arguing with the dead body for not doing shit throughout the song. It's like the Juggalo version of Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. First he wasn't talking, then he wouldn't eat. That shit's amazing.
Yo. Bang Pal Boom, man. Just it let those tracks, man, they were so good. It was like, man, they're back. They're fucking back. That was fucking so dope. That's why I like Bang Pal Boom so much. I've said it before. It's ranked above some of the OG chords for me whenever I'm ranking Joker chords. And Bang Pal Boom, man, it's just so good. And that track's fucking fire.
Oh yeah.
Storytelling at its finest by Jay.
Absolutely. It's my number 4 on the body.
4 Horsemen. All right, my number 4. My number 4 is actually, this is one of the very few songs that we've mentioned on here from the second deck. It's Bazooka Joey.
I'm realizing with that zouk, I'm nice and I'm dancing. With a goddamn bazooka. Bazooka Joey. Bazooka. Bazooka Joey. And I'm dancing. Bazooka! Bazooka Joey! Bazooka! Bazooka Joey! I sent a hot one right through the doors and left them mangled in a pile of boards. I swear my shoulder is loving the shot. Fucked up an H&R block. I blow new cop cars in the stockyards. Bitch, this is a bazooka. You not hard. See the SWAT team hiding in a limousine. It seems they smell the rings pull out my hair, screaming and laughing, get shot at and shooting back and terrorizing, paralyzing, bazooka baby, electrifying, I'm dancing. With a goddamn bazooka.
I mean, we did a whole top 5 of Shaggy songs, and I'm dancing with a bazooka. Like it's so good, and we've already talked about how Shaggy's kind of like he's kind of picked up the, you know, picked up the shit, the Juggalo shit, whatever the fuck we want to say.
Hatchet.
And yeah, the hatchet. There we go. The hatchet. There we go. And he's carrying that shit with everything that he's doing. And this is like, you know, perfect example.
The horns on that beat are so fucking hard. That whole beat, just like the bounce to it and shit. Because I've showed that shit to people who really don't fuck with ICP's music, and they fuck with Bazooka Joey. Just because when that bitch comes in singing on the chorus and shit, you know.
It's just that fucking like ignorant shit. Like it's just some fun fucking, like you ain't gotta be a juggalo to fucking like a song about some dude blowing up shit with a bazooka, especially when it's done as well as like we're saying this song is.
Yeah,
man.
Giggling and laughing.
H&R Block.
That's my favorite part. Took out an H&R Block.
So good.
I swear my shoulder's loving the shot. That needs to be a video. They've always talked about doing.
Oh, I know.
Like that would be
like a
animated
type. Yeah,
that'd be fucking sweet.
So fire.
Yeah, like a claymation would be really dope, bro. Like the thing. That'd be dope.
Some old Rankin Bass looking shit, you know?
Yes.
So fire.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sweet.
That'd be real dope.
All right, my number 4 is off of Bang Pal Boom, To Catch a Predator.
I'm on the internet, posing as a little girl. I'm trying to lure evil into my world. I tell them that I'm curious, and I'm only 12. Mom and Dad are gone for the day, I'm by myself. Buckets I throw up are next to my computer, hoping that they show up, cause what I'm about to do to them would make the devil sick. I sharpen my blade, frontin' to this perv like I'm only in the 7th grade. The doorbell rings, I gotta get him inside. In my best little girl's voice, I'm like,
hi, go on in, I'm putting on my bikini.
And when the door shuts, that's when I let him see me. Hi there. I stab him in the neck first, cause it hurts. Hit him when a blood squirts. Carve his whole face off and make him eat it. Chain him up by the foot in the basement. Bleed him.
I'm probably gonna burn for this. Ain't no lesson to learn from this. There's nothing I'ma earn, but it sure is fun.
This, to me, is like classic ICP style shit, you know? Jay going off on like a societal bad guy, and just like the whole him putting on the little girl's voice and waiting at the door, and then the skits and shit, and then when you actually watch To Catch a Predator and you see like the skits or actual shit that came up on To Catch a Predator, it's so fucking funny. That's such a good joint. I remember I heard that song, like you said, off the Bang Pow Boom sampler, because someone had uploaded it to YouTube, and I heard that, and I'm like, damn, like that beat, everything about it just sounds like an ICP song to me.
Oh, yeah.
Funyuns and condoms. That shit made me laugh my ass off every time. I've heard that shit for fucking 12 years now. Still laugh my ass off at it every time.
She's just like, promise not to hurt me and give me herpes.
and just knowing like Violent J's like 400 pounds at the time he's like fucking recording this song. Imagine like 400 pound Violent J being the dude behind the door or whatever the fucking pedophile walks in. That'd be way worse than Chris Hansen.
Just like the imagery of like a big, large, sweaty dude wearing clown paint, probably like a white beater and his fucking boxers, just fucking stabbing dudes in his basement and like calling up people using some little girl's voice.
Oh yeah.
That song is so fire to me.
I'm gonna walk by, punch him in the head, cut their fucking dicks off, stick them in each other's mouth. That shit's hard, man.
Now what they talking about. That shit crazy.
That's a song you can tell whenever Jay's really into the topic of a song. I thought about it with The Tower. Like The Tower, Violent J knows every fact about that fucking shooting that went down, and you could tell he was a huge The Catch a Predator fan. That he could make a song like that, and like you said, it had all the actual shit that actually went down, and these fucking dudes are actually saying that shit. Funyuns and condoms is fucking, you know, it's one of those epic fucking lines in an ICP album.
That's just so funny.
I'll move it up to my 3 spot now. Keeping it on Bang Pow Boom Tip for me, Juggalo Island.
You know what would be the shit?
Let's trip in the sun.
What if we had our own island, man?
Let's trip in the sun.
I got my toes in the sand watching hoes play volleyball. It's summertime and I'm feeling jolly, y'all. Food on the fire, boats in the water, and taking time off from my cereal slaughtering. Here for the weekend, me and these friends. Sunny sunshine, blue skies never end. There's a mermaid waving me to come in. Underwater on my ball, she's humming. Smoking on a flat one, we come to have fun. I got my dick in your hot dog bun. Pouring up shots for everybody that's sipping. Let's get loose now, skinny dipping. Don't hate me, cause the Speedo I'm wearing got your girlfriend staring. We out here, sky so clear. Ice cold beer, suntan topless, bitch. Come over here, on Juggalo Island. We can
And I think I hold this song so near and dear to my heart because it's about Cave and Rock, where I was at all those gatherings. Other than the first gathering, Cave and Rock is my gathering home. It's 45 minutes from my house. Literally one turn is all you have to make to get to fucking Cave and Rock from my house. So anytime I hear that song, I think about those Cave and Rock fucking gatherings. It just gives me like the, you know, happy, friendly fucking family vibes, because that was fucking the ultimate family time. Everybody was there still. It was dope. Like, if you've been at Cave and Rock, you know there's fucking water around it, so it's pretty much like an island. You have to take a ferry over to get to it and shit. So I mean, it's basically like an island. And they filmed a Juggalo Island video there in 2010. I was at that, so whenever you see that big bonfire in the video and shit, I was at that part of it. So I always thought it was cool to actually be at a fucking video finally. And I just dig that song, the whole vibe of it, really fucking chill. And like I said, anybody who's been at Cave and Rock probably holds that song a little bit special, because it was specifically written about it. And the video shows it. The video is pretty much just highlights from the Cave and Rock gathering era, which I always thought was super fucking dope. So I'll make sure it gets into my top 5. I'll put Juggalo Island at the 3 spot for me.
Love that song, man.
Yup. I'm glad it got a video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My number 3, Darby already talked about it. Catch a Predator, man. That's, you know, not gonna dwell on it because we already broke it down really, but amazing song, man. You know, one of my favorites. Gives me chills.
Yeah.
Like the old shit from the first 6. So, yeah, number 3, To Catch a Predator of Bang Pow Boom, 2009. Classic shit.
Hell yeah.
All right, my number 3 has also been talked about already. Off of Bang Pow Boom, In Your Face.
Classic.
You know, we already talked about it. It was super dope. I love the hook on that.
Oh yeah.
My number 3 is off of Fearless Red Fury, Night of Red Rum.
Rat-a-tat, tick-tock, red rum. My dick bled some. Will sip the bled spat with his red rat tongue. Then I opened the door, scoping the whore. Took a pen, popped it in her titty, hoping it pours. I laughed hard, yoked it out, and she was too stunned to speak. I autographed the bloody titty, she punched my cheek. I split quick, but baby still chasing me, hurting. Titties bobbing in her face, and a stab hole squirting. Hurtled over a tombstone, but she couldn't clear it. She like a wounded parrot, and here come a carrot, a big rock. She begged me to stop. I said sure, and spread her head in the slop like it dropped from top floor. Wiping blood on my face, cause I'm a red drummer. My eyes spit flames, my heart pounds like thunder. Snuff out the sun and let the dark spell come. The night of red rum has begun. We haven't dead drum. We'll know if you're in need of some red rum, yeah, red rum, black sun, red rum. Naga giggle up a sun, some needed them speaking to red rum, yeah, red rum, black sun, red rum. Die, 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 die. Red rum, yeah, red rum, yum, yum, bad rum. Die, 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 die. Red rum, yeah, red rum, yum.
And that
Fire.
shit, so fire. That's like pure wicked shit right there. A call back to all the other night of songs. I'm a huge fan of Hell's Pit, and the beat on that song reminds me of some shit from Hell's Pit. And just the whole story of it, you know, just like Jay finding the fucking bottle in like a mausoleum pretty much, sipping that shit and going crazy. And talking about how he's got his van parked on Chambers, and he's the Southwest Strangler and shit, like using some Shaggy shit. Such a dope song. And that's the first fucking, apparently, you know, the first call out to the next Joker's card, Yum Yum. So, I don't know, that's just a front to back, super fresh song.
Oh yeah, love that shit.
Ain't that fucking crazy that they told us that the fucking name of the Joker card was said 8 times and nobody figured that shit out? And it's literally like everybody was putting brother with it because brothers also said, and he literally says it right. Like we were trying to put 2 things that he said 8 times each together.
Yeah.
But no, it was just what they were saying. Fucking yum yum bedlam. That was the fucking whole thing. And nope, I seen probably 500 guesses. And not one person said that, and they're literally saying that in the fucking song. It's fucking that's just old school ICP fucking like playing a trick on you magic shit. That's like almost like pro wrestling working somebody right there.
Yeah, man, just hidden right in front of your face, and it makes me wonder why the fuck that Hogan sample or whatever, that brother sample, is all over that fucking album. I don't know.
To throw us off.
Yeah.
To throw us off of that, it had to be. That's the only thing I could think of. Yeah, like it was fucking super dope. I don't know. Like I said, it was more like a pro wrestling work. It was like a great Jake the Snake Roberts fucking promo more than it was like a musical tactic.
Yeah,
it's fucking super dope. The 2 spot for me, I'll keep it with Fred Fury. Gonna be the final track. Like I said, those final tracks, I always dig them. Almost always is gonna be Freedom.
Leave no mark or bruised and bloody. I can be scary, not just act hard. I'm legendary. Dig up and bury, stitch my backyard, a cemetery. And when I'm dead, I hope no way my coffin ordinary. Leave me floating in red rum and Fago cold and cherry.
I'm free to go.
Free to go.
I'm free to see. I'm free to go. Be anything I wanna be. I'm free to try. Free to pursue. I'm free to fly. Do anything I wanna do. I'm free to go. I'm free to see. I'm free to go. Be anything I wanna be. I'm free to try. Free to pursue. I'm free to fly. Do anything I wanna do.
I'm free to have 10 kids and adopt 7 more. And free to feed them with no table or plate on the floor. Free to live out in the boonies with some pigs and chicken arms. Wear no drawers, let my nuts hang and roll 2 robbers off for socks. Free to be a shrink and listen or have one hear me. Make my face in exercise like see so fat ho sit on me. I'm free to be a priest if I think God is in them clouds, or worship Satan if I like burning up underground.
I'm free to boogie, woogie, woogie woo. To give a police chief a fucking hot nuggie or 2. To learn karate, or how to cook up chicken satay with bubba latte. Fuck hoes and be not gay, and fuck a lot in netting. I gotta bet 'em, but without a wedding. Got 'em spreading, and blow it out like Armageddon. Or bust their head in, and be the one some buster dread. Bust some lead and shred 'em, or just love someone instead.
I'm free to go.
Free to go.
I'm free to see. I'm free to go. Be anything I wanna be. I'm free to try. Free to pursue. to try, free to pursue, free to fly, do anything I wanna do.
Technically supposed to be the final track, not the final track on the
I
actual
thought you were
album.
gonna say. I thought you were.
You thought I was gonna say like it rough?
I was like, oh shit.
Nah, I just the fucking Freedom song. Like once again with Forever, it's just got a fucking really super dope message about it. It always leaves you on a high tip with those Joker cards. They always fucking leave you fucking feeling inspired on a high point. I know one of the J lines, I'm alive, the heart of it, my chest is beating strong, no stress about it long, just love it as it carry on. Freedom of any girl, spit the right game, I tap that ass, might see me ugly at first with my swag, that shit don't last. Like Violent J, that's the best flow I've heard Violent J do probably in 10 years. Like he goes off on that first fucking first verse he has, and then Shaggy has the super dope line about when I die, I hope no way my coffin ordinary, leave me floating in red rum and Fago Cola cherry. Yeah, like fuck man, like that song is so fucking good.
That's like a perfect example of a good positive ICP song, because you know a lot of the times there's some positive style songs that are a little too over the top, like everything on Found, but that's like that and like that Satellite joint are both like perfect examples of like ICP making positive shit that's like super dope and like fun to listen to.
That's why I like Juggalo Island too, because it's one of those positive ICP songs. It's still a fucking really good song. Like we're saying with another track that you don't even have to be a Juggalo really to get into the vibe of Juggalo Island. It's like a rap meets Beach Boys track.
Yeah, man. I mean, I live down here in the Florida Keys, so that song fits pretty good down here, bro.
So we're number 2. We're gonna stick it in Fury, man. 2019, Fury.
I'm sucker punching and suckers I'm punching. Squeezing cocksuckers, don't hear the bones crunching. He would have fed through with 2 when he's lunching, cause everything neck up could no longer function. Still I tortured him to death in my dungeon. Dumped him in that alley at Burner and Junction. That corpse at the rotten became hella pungent and perfect for flipping his friends that be munching. How long can you hate me until we see fire? Beat me till we see my patience expire. How long do you think you could treat me like shit till you screw up and I screw your head off your neck? How far do you think that elastic is stretched till I'm shooting your head through my basketball net? It slaps on a pavement all fleshy and wet till I run up and pump that more good shit. Bitch, I done ran out of tears, bitch. Fury that's spun out of fears, bitch. I stab a screwdriver deep in each ear till I know that you hear me and fear me and clearly. Smacking my pain never smears, bitch. But that taking rest never clears, bitch. February taught me revenge is a way, payback's even worth waiting for years. Taking a chance again with the jab, repeated offense and would have perhaps, but nobody snaps and then it's too late. My will restricting me from fighting that breaks. My thinking is no, react with a bat, swing for the skull, connect with a smack. Instead I swerve.
That shit gives me goosebumps too, man. One of the greatest ICP songs in the last 10 years to me. Love Fury, man. Excellent song, excellent video. Lyrically, they're killing it lyrically, man.
Yeah.
Those that say ICP can't rap, listen to that shit, man. Fire. Fury. My number 2. Shaggy bodied that shit too.
Yeah.
Like I was saying with Freedom, I think that was the best I heard Violent J flow with that Freedom song, and if it's not that, it's Fury. I never thought I'd hear ICP sound like that, honestly. So hearing that, and then especially liking that album as much as I do without Mike Clark having anything involved in it, it's the Joker card I like the best that doesn't have Mike Clark production on it. More so even than the Race or the Shangri-La and Hill Pit. I like it better, and it's not made by Mike Clark. That's my favorite non-Mike Clark Joker card. I didn't think they'd ever sound that good without him, but they fucking accomplished it with that.
Oh yeah, that's my joint.
Fury. I didn't really hear anybody say they thought Fred Fury wasn't any good. Like even people that hate on ICP now was like, well, if you're looking for ICP music, that's about as good as you're gonna get. Even the people that don't like ICP was saying that shit.
Yeah.
They came out strong with that shit for sure. When there was a lot of doubt going in, because you got to remember, They're coming off Marvel's Missing Links, 2 albums where nobody felt it. So they needed that shit to hit. And it did.
Yeah. Hopefully they can channel some of that for Yum Yum Bedlam and not channel Yum Yum's lore.
Fucking
Man, I like Yum Yum's lore. I'm not even gonna front.
There we go. He's gone.
That was awesome how quick he did that. Like by the time he had the sentence out of his mouth, he had booted him.
He's been waiting for that. Luke's been over there like, fuck this, don't fuck with that pop like the Lord fuck out.
I mean, there are a couple good. Like Loyalty is really good.
Yeah,
and,
Shaggy killed that shit.
What was the other track on there that wasn't so bad? Oh, I've Had It Worse.
I've had it worse.
Yeah,
man.
I've had it worse.
Devereaux production, man.
Yeah, I've had it worse than Loyalty. I actually really like I've Had It Worse, but
Smell of the Rain, all that. No.
I fuck with that joint. I'm not gonna short.
They'll make me kick you again.
I know. I would just shut the fuck up.
All right. All right. My number 2. We've talked about it. We've kind of talked about it already. Mighty Death Pop, Night of the Chainsaw. It's Night of the Axe is one of my. I think it's one of my top 5 ICP songs. It's definitely up there. Man. So kind of the continuation. And this was actually a song. I know I've talked about it before, but where I kind of stopped. Like I wasn't like into the stuff as much. Like I guess I was like no longer a juggalo for a while. But I remember when this video hit, I was kind of, periphery paying attention. I remember when the music video for this hit, I was listening to it and it got me to listen to the whole album too. So
that music video is so fresh.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a huge fan of like trauma movies and shit. And it just has that
Likewise.
whole like, yeah, man, that whole vibe of it with all like the shitty fucking like B-movie props. So fresh.
Yeah.
Like the practical shit.
Yeah.
Blood-sucking freaks from '76,
Oh,
man.
hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, man.
Forget about it.
That's such a fucking good flick, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The videos were all really good from Mighty Death Pop. Whoever they had directing videos, and that Chris Benoit video super dope. Has like flashes of Benoit in it and shit.
I love that song.
That was the Decca Brothers or some shit. Some dudes from like overseas. They did Chris Benoit and that I think they did Hate Her to Death too, which are both like pretty fucking similar videos about some psychic kid. But that's just pretty fresh. Man, I was actually talking to my homie about that video, and we were saying like, what if the little kid from the Chris Benoit video, he like grows up and then he's the kid in the Hate Her to Death video, the one with the psychic power shit.
Yeah.
I don't think that much thought went into it, so.
Yeah.
All right, we on number 2?
Yep.
All right, Mike already said this one off Bang Pow Boom. I Found a Body. Man, that's just, I mean, we already talked about it earlier, but that's just such a phenomenal fucking storytelling joint. Like Mike also said, the cooked them pizza rolls. Man, that line makes me fucking laugh. But just that beat is just so like fucking menacing, you know? Like that's a fucking like slow roll fucking creeping on you type beat. And just like the chorus and everything, super fucking fresh. Just fucking top-notch storytelling from Jay.
Fuck yeah.
Move it up to my 1 spot now. Gonna keep it with Bang Pow Boom. For me, like I said, I love that fucking album. It's gonna be the closing track from the album, Bang Pow Boom. Bang Pow Boom.
Live and in person, right here, right now, without further ado, please welcome the dynamic and explosive Jazz Carnival superstar attraction himself. This is Bang Pow Boom!
With a bang, say goodbye to everything. Your complete annihilation is the reason he came. And a power, he's wiping everything out. Turn your whole fucking world into a mushroom cloud. And a boom, it's your inevitable doom. Nobody escapes and everybody's consumed.
Welcome to the Dark Carnival Super Show. You're a specially invited guest, and I'll tell you what for. Cause you're the evilest pedophiles, rapists and abusers. All together we've got got 50,000 of you losers. You're all about to witness an incredible sight. Nobody's ever lived to tell about it, and don't think you might. It's about to rain flames, frames and brains. To be blown into pieces is the reasons you came. Racist bigots, white beaters, judges and cowards, all crowded together, expecting a show and some dollars. But instead the shit you're gonna see, you'll fear it in hell. It's a constant explosion, see and feel it you shall. With a bang, say goodbye to everything. Your complete annihilation is the reason he came. And a pow, he's wiping everything out. Turn your whole fucking world into a mushroom cloud. And a boom, it's your inevitable doom. Nobody escapes and everybody's consumed.
Hell yeah.
It wraps up the concept of the album perfectly. All throughout the fucking album, you're hearing like pedophiles and shit getting invited to fucking get blown up in a fucking Nevada desert, and they're all getting invited. They're all getting their invitations and told they're gonna be given money or whatever the fuck they want whenever they get there. And then at the end of the album, you hear them, they're all gathered and they're waiting for their money and all that shit. And then Bang Pow Boom comes on, they blow up a bunch of fucking pedophiles and fucked up fucking people. So like I said, it wraps up the Joker cards perfectly. Couldn't be done any better. It's a great fucking Fago Armageddon song. Lasts like 8 minutes. So you're out there for quite a while whenever it's going on. Like I've said before, I seen it at the 2009 gathering whenever they started fucking blowing up shit with like fireworks and pyro that they were doing themselves, so it wasn't juggalos fucking shooting off random shit. Which, by the way, don't shoot fireworks off the fucking gathering. Yeah. You'll get kicked out this year. But it was them doing it themselves, and it was like whenever like Chicago fucking does fireworks for their city on 4th of July. There was just fucking booms going off for like 8 minutes straight throughout the song. So it always made that song really stand out to me. And like I said, those closing songs on Joker card tracks always stand out, and that's another one that does it for me. So I put it at my one spot. Bang Pow Boom.
Yeah, man. I really like the contrast between the really like fun, kind of happy sounding, like really bouncy beat with the fucking screams and shit at the end of it. You just hear like this really happy beat that makes you like, you know, kind of feel good, and then in the background it's just like people fucking dying. That's like the most ICP shit you can fucking think of, bro.
Straight
and
up.
Like you said, man, Fago Armageddon during that song is so fucking fresh.
Yes.
That's just so much fun. That's such a good song, bro.
When you talk about that with the like the happy friendly music with like mayhem going on in the background, whenever the dude blew up the fucking downtown Nashville and he was playing that happy fucking like tune from the 50s as he blew it up, it was over Christmas this past year. Like that's immediately what I thought of, was like, I hope this ain't a fucking juggalo, because it sounds really like Bang Pow Boom. Because he did it like he played a fucking warning on it over the PA. He had like a PA in the van that he blew up the fucking downtown Nashville with, and as it blew up, it played like some like happy like 1950s dance song or whatever. I was like, oh man, this sounds like Bang Pow Boom.
Fucking nuts.
Alright, number one.
Yes, sir.
Well, number one, man, already mentioned about Luke the Goon of Mighty Death Pop, Bazooka Joey, bro.
I swear my shoulder is loving the shot. Fucked up an H&R block. I'm blowing new cop cars in the stockyards. Bitch, this is a bazooka, you not hard. See the SWAT team hiding in a limousine. It seems they smell the ring, pull out my hair, screaming and laughing, get shot at, and shooting back and terrorizing, paralyzing. Bazooka baby, electrifying, I'm dancing. With a goddamn bazooka. Bazooka Joey. Bazooka. Bazooka Joey. And I'm dancing. He's dancing. With a goddamn bazooka. Bazooka Joey. Bazooka. Bazooka Joey. Ray-Bans, you gotta be kidding. I take out a take, I ain't bullshitting. Call me the great creator. Drop you like an elevator. Big hater. I blew a fire truck smooth and hell. Your weapon. All I could do was laugh. Who the fuck is you all demanding? I leave a fucking ditch where you standing.
Daggy's my favorite member of the Clowns. Everyone knows that. And that shit is banging. Already talked about, not gonna dig too deep into it. We already did it before on the top 5 Shaggy Toot-Up songs with my brother Siznak. But yeah, I worship that song. Love it. Favorite song of the second deck, Bazooka Joey of Mighty Death Pop, 2012.
And we talked about Dead Man Walking being one of those songs that whenever you hear the opening chord, you just gotta start fucking moving to it. That Bazooka Joey's the same way. So I'm dancing with a goddamn bazooka. Bazooka Joe. You like tell me you can't not dance to that. That's like a Lay's chip. You can't eat just one. You can't not dance to fucking Bazooka Joey when you hear that shit.
Kind of, that's kind of a reference to Natural Born Killers, when Cube said, hit him with a brick and I'm dancing, so fire.
It's got that West Coast fucking 90s gangsta rap laid back fucking feel to it, like a West Coast fucking song, like I said, that you just want to sing along with it.
And
it's like that Snoop, Warren G, Nate Dogg fucking style.
Yeah, man, that shit is banging. That's my number one.
Ooh.
I'm sure Siznax agreed. That's probably his number one too.
Love it.
Pounds drum me to drink the Fago. I drink the Fago.
Yeah, that's Uncle Joey right there.
Shout out to Sis.
All right, I guess my number one. I guess it might be controversial again because Darby already mentioned it. Said people didn't like it. It's What the Fuck off Fearless by Fury.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Hopefully I'll get pumped up soon with anyone. There's a wonderful thing like living on this beautiful planet we've been given.
So that church is full of that bullshit, donor. You just paid for Viagra, the preacher's boner. And he didn't buy it for his sweet wife Judy, nah. He'd rather some of that little boy booty.
So they could install a breathalyzer in your car.
And they can have drunks off the streets tomorrow.
They can have healthcare and cure cancer and AIDS, but fuck that shit! Everyone in them pays!
The prisons are too crowded, huh? Fresh! Fuck rapist out in 2 months or less.
And if he's on his best behavior like he oughta, he's out even quicker to slaughter your daughter!
The heat increases, the brain bends.
How much more pressure can it take?
Already shaking, how much weight?
Till it gives way and breaks!
What the fuck?
I love Jekyll Brothers, and I swear, if you took this song off of that album and you put it on Jekyll Brothers, nobody know the difference. Yeah. It's got that like rock sound, and like we said earlier, Shaggy on the hook. It's like I said, you could take this off of that and put it on Jekyll Brothers, nobody wouldn't know the difference.
And like
That's
the
true.
flow on it is like super reminiscent of that time, like between Jekyll Brothers and Bizarre when they were kind of doing songs where it was kind of like spoken word, kind of like talk rap shit, like how I Want My Shit, or like Questions, it's kind of got that kind of flow to it, but a little bit more like sped up in a way, or melodic with the beat. But that's such a fucking dope song. I'm surprised you said that, man.
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone was gonna fuck with that song, because I've seen mad hate for that shit on the internet. So
yeah, no, it's funny when you said Jekyll Brothers sounding, it's literally in my notes. I put Jekyll Brothers sounding. So when you said that, I was like, damn. And when it was your 5, I was like, oh shit, there goes my number one.
yeah.
Just blew my one up. Yeah, I think it like you said, it sounds you could replace that with Terrible with that, and it would, and Jekyll Brothers wouldn't miss a beat. It's almost the same fucking song.
Yeah.
And people say how great the fucking OG cards were. There was no bad songs made during that era or whatever during the 90s. That's a 90s fucking, that sounds like a 90s ICP song right there. So you can definitely see how it makes it onto the top 5s and extra 1 spot.
100%. All right, my number 1 has been said already. Fury, Fearless by Fury.
I got in my home and I ran in my room. I cut off the lights and the pressure consumed me. Wet is my face from the tears in my eyes. I can taste them, they're salty, my life I despise. No matter how often I'm beat down, it's shocking. Tears falling up on a shotgun, I'm cocking. Alone in the corner, sitting on the floor. My feelings hurt so bad, they're dead to the core. Pitch black is my room, disrupted by the glow. Red 665 on the clock radio, illuminating the shadows sprawled out on the wall. The scariest imagery I've ever saw. A symbol of anger strong as a tornado. Of toxic pollution is rocking my cradle. And shocking me is the impact of his fist. It woke me up to the simple fact that I'm a scrub, but I'm no pussy. Swung a machete, tip of the skull, split down the middle, you fit it in all. Wicked is the clown, boom, bang, and pow, shot, boom.
Hey son, your face son, heavy retaliation. Hey vomit son, hey son, your face son, heavy retaliation. Hey vomit son.
That's like a fucking new age juggalo anthem type shit, you know, that fight back shit. And like everyone already said before, just Shaggy and Jay, their flow on that shit is so on point. After hearing like the Missing Link albums and hearing that, it's such like a fucking, it's like a different band, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a completely different fucking group. And it's really dope to, when that shit dropped, to hear them back on their game like that and have like a solid message behind it. Because you know that the lyrics, it's like kind of like a positive song with like the fucked up shit, you know, like how ICP does. But I don't think there's a better song in the second deck than Fury, in my opinion. And that fucking breakdown, man, that fucking chorus and shit, so hard.
Hey son, yeah, fire.
Yeah. And you talked about coming off the Marvelous Missing Links, how good that was. Sound like put on a Marvelous Missing Link track and then put on Fury. It's night and day. It doesn't even sound like the same fucking group.
Yeah, it's completely fucking different. Just their flows are so fucking on point, man. And like you said earlier, like I would have never thought of hearing ICP sound like that, you know. And I'm here for it. I'm super hyped on it. Fearless Fred Fury to me is like up there with some of the classics, you feel me? I really fuck with that whole album front to back. Even I Like It Rough. That song's fucking weird, but it slaps.
I kind of like it too. Even I don't like it at the end, but I don't not like it, I guess. But something I was gonna say, I forgot to mention on my song, but it's also on this song, is they both have Willoughby Rags on them, which is also to me like an old school callback. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
100%. 100%.
Definitely did that shit right. While we're talking about Fury, I'll go ahead and get into honorable mentions because I wanted to mention how good the Red Fred track is that sets up Fury right before it. It's,
God.
I think that might be the best Joker card like intro track of all time. It's done perfectly. It's got that fucking, that just eerie feelness about it. Infectious chorus. It just gets in your head. I always wish the song was longer. And that's the first sign of a really good song is whenever you're like, damn, I wish that didn't go off. So I wanted to give that one some props.
R.I.P. to my brother DJ Ron. He loved that shit. He always talked about that shit. And I love it. It samples Prodigy. Catch a fucking bullet, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fire.
Fuck yeah.
Man, another good honorable mention for like the start off joint, Beautiful Doom off Bang Pow Boom. I think that joint is heavily slept on.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That shit. Not that triple threat mix though. Just Beautiful Doom on its own. That shit's so hard. That shit, the beat on that shit crazy. That's banging.
Bang Pow Boom recording sessions were so good. They had songs they didn't put on the actual Joker cards that are good enough to be on top 5 list, or at least the honorable mentions that we're talking about right now. It's All Over. That song's fucking great.
Yeah.
Tonight. Yeah. I love Tonight. That's some smooth shit. I fuck with that.
Man.
The Our Hero track is a Shaggy solo.
The beat on that Tonight joint reminds me of the fucking like Ice World off Diddy Kong Racing, bro. 100%. Every time I hear that song, I just think of Diddy Kong Racing.
And 64 on that ass.
Hell yeah.
I thought the Mighty Def Pop intro track was pretty good too. While we're talking about the Red Fred when the Mighty Def Pop. That fucking song. It's a sample of something. I can't remember what it was. It's like a 70s. It's just like a 70s disco song, but it's fucking super fresh, man. Like it doesn't tell the story as well as Red Fred does, but it's got a really good fucking like groove to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a band called Hot Chocolate that they sample for that shit. I think there's a couple of those samples on that album, but I'm not 100% sure.
Mikey Clark always came up with those fucking crazy samples because he had all those records from like foreign records and shit.
Yeah. Spawn's Pond is another one, man. That almost made my list. The storytelling on that shit.
Yo.
Go in the water. Fire.
Yeah.
That's like
And that crazy
that's like
beat.
Marsh Lagoon 2.0. That's what I always call that song. It's so good, and I love Marsh Lagoon. So whenever I heard that, I was like, "Damn, that's good enough to be called 2.0 with that."
The video's not bad either.
Yeah. Jay's got that
got
Michael Jackson glove on.
It's got like kids going to a pond and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
one I always dug off of the Smothered, Covered, and Chunked or whatever, the album, the bonus album that came with Mighty Def Pop. I always dug Bitch Better Have My Money. It had Fred Durst on it. Fred Durst has that like old school Limp Bizkit flow to it in that fucking song. Like I heard that, it was almost like whenever I heard Bang Pal Boom, thinking like, holy shit, the clowns are back. Whenever I heard that from fucking Fred, I was like, damn, is fucking Limp Bizkit back? Because that shit sounded like 1999 Limp Bizkit right there. And then to find out he did it for free. Like he just did that like as a homie fucking gesture. He didn't like fucking charge or anything. And as soon as they asked him, he jumped on it. So that and I've always been a big Limp Bizkit fan. So to finally hear them on a track together, because it's always been rumored that they were going to work together, or even that Limp Bizkit was going to be at gatherings and shit like that. And the tour that Violent J talks about when he got in that car wreck, they had to cancel. It was Limp Bizkit and ICP that was going to tour. If you go back to that gathering seminar where he talks about it, he's like, we had a huge fucking band we were going to tour with, and I fucking had this car wreck and couldn't do it. It's rumored it was like Limp Bizkit, so that it was cool that they actually got to fucking work together. Two of my favorite artists.
That would have been, man, back in the day, if they would have collabed on some shit, Mikey Clark with Wes Borland, that would have been so fucking hard. That would have been some crazy shit, man.
Fuck yeah.
If only. Fucking Game Over.
Oh yeah, Game Over.
Fred Fury. That shit's
Get a
super
game
hard.
going.
All the samples in there.
Yeah, the samples are fucking really. I said like that was the track on there that reminded me of Mikey Clark Magic, is because of how well Devereaux produced that one with all those fucking samples and shit. They're laced perfectly. I remember when it came out, I was like, this guy like Mikey Clark Magic to it, to where the effects used and the production makes the song come to life, and that's whenever it's fucking a really good job of the production. Whenever that happens.
Hell yeah.
You know, the song gets memed on a lot, but I actually kind of like Miracles.
I dig Miracles.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, especially whenever Jay breaks. I think the video's fucking super corny, but I think the song's pretty dope because Jay said it was inspired by like Jay watching his kid play and shit. Like, you know, I think that was a good song. That was a positive song done well, but I think the video probably sent it over the top cheese.
Oh yeah.
But it did get him. It got him on Saturday Night Live. So
yeah.
Who gives a fuck what I say? I thought it was dope when they were on Saturday Night Live. I wanted to be mad at them, but they were done so well. Those fucking the parodies of the Miracle videos, they were done so well. I couldn't hate on them. I thought Juggalo Juice off Mighty Def Pop was cool. I thought it was about time that Faygo got its fucking official anthem from the Clowns.
Yeah.
That motherfucking kicking.
Oh man, that shit.
Tudo killed that shit.
Yeah, man. Tudo's verse on that shit. That man, when Shaggy spit that shit, that's like the fastest he had spit up to that. Like the fastest and most like fluid, you know, because he would do his crazy kind of like rambling shit. But that song, man, he killed that shit. And that beat, man, that beat just slaps.
Legs crazy as fuck, like Mr. Crash feet. Shit's hard, bro.
Fucking Juggalo Juice Shaggy. I think it's Shaggy's line. He's like, my nutsack tastes like Faygo
grape.
That shit hard.
If you don't like Red Pop, fuck your face.
Fuck your face.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's a song that whenever it comes on at concerts, you fucking going crazy because you know Faygo's going everywhere. Like all the clowns are coming out with spray and shit. So that's a good fucking live song as well. We talked about some really good storytelling songs. One we didn't mention was Vera Lee. I love the.
Oh my god, I love that song.
I love the story, and also he doesn't like Vera Lee. He just did like whenever we kicked him out. But yeah, I thought the story was fucking super fucking dope with Vera Lee. Classic ICP storytelling song.
Yeah, man, Vera Lee's super fucking fresh. That fucking the beat on Vera Lee's like super like old school ICP in my opinion.
Yo.
I think that's like one of those like I honestly don't know what to fucking relate it to, but like kind of like Riddlebox era in my opinion, just like how creepy it sounds, just like the storytelling on it.
That's what makes the song so good, is how creepy the beat is. It's like almost an uneasy feeling, and it goes right along with the story perfectly about, you know, a fucking chick you knew from school haunting you. It goes perfectly with the story that it's telling.
Yeah.
Salute to Darby Ocho, man. He official right there. I see the nod, his box set, I believe, next to Bank Pavone.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah, man.
Mike spotting anything Esham, like little corner or something. Esham, Mike's like, yeah, that is.
You're my favorite rapper to ever do this shit.
That's the box set from 1967 from da 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 da. It's like, yeah, damn, bro.
I mean,
that box set's so fucking fresh.
Yeah, that DVD's fire too. Yo, most jugs don't know shit about Ishaminati. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's like
tripping. They need to do their history.
They know repentance and they want Yola. They don't know the real shit.
Nah, fuck that, bro. Do you believe in God? Probably either number 1 or number 2 for me, man.
Number 1 out of everything. Yup. Do you believe in God? My favorite Wicked Shit album. Period.
Yeah, that shit's pretty hard to touch, bro. That was just a different era, man. Man, that shit's so hard. Hell yeah.
I never really thought about it till you mentioned that. The Juggalos that came on board after, like, you know, 2001 only know Esham, probably only gave Esham a chance from his psychopathic albums, and they probably never went back to his real life fucking the good shit.
And that sucks, because if you're judging him off like repentance and not closed casket, you're tripping big time, man.
You bugging.
Man, or Judgment Day Volume 2. Oh fuck, come on, man.
But I'd never put that together though. But until Mike just said it, that, you know, unless it's a fucking psychopathic release, they don't know it. I bet that's probably a good majority that they only gave those a chance, and then they just think that's what Esham is, and then all of his more recent shit hasn't really drawn them back in either.
I don't fuck with Boogie, man. I fuck with the UNHLY, man.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's that motherfucking Godfather right there, bro.
Yeah, you know what's up. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I remember on one of the comments that I think it was the closing tracks, like Darby had a couple not as fun closing tracks that he said that didn't get us some love.
Booyah. Oh, come on.
Booyah and No Fault. Yeah.
Baby.
Man, I wish I could have seen that shit live, because that's the type of shit, like a mosh pit. I'd be fucking splacking motherfuckers during that song, bro.
Look about White Soul.
And oh, for real?
Yup. What's the Palladium? Fucking like the nuns running on the stage and shit. And she was fire.
That fucking No Fault Insurance, bro. Come on, man. Don't play No Fault Insurance. One of the hardest joints ever.
Nobody's fault but mine.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
While we're talking about the comments, I'll go ahead and get into some comments that were left on some of the previous videos that we dropped for the top 5 Shaggy songs. Some snubs that some people left. Mr. Slapnut says a snub was Peekaboo.
Oh yeah, that shit's pretty hard. Off that EP he just dropped.
Yep.
Or dropped like last or whatever. Yeah, that shit's hard.
And then we got Young Che checking in, said birthday bitches. I'm surprised that didn't get in. That didn't get one of our fucking mentions.
I know.
That's classic Shaggy. I love that fucking Rey Mysterio line.
Big and scary, though I feel like little Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Yeah. Hell yeah. I dug that one for sure. Gamers of Anarchy said that we didn't miss any. He said that he'd agreed with between the songs that we named. He said we named his top 5, so passed his test on the snubs. We'll go to album closers. Some people thought we snubbed Joke Your Mind and When I Get Out. That was by GCZRI. Joke Your Mind. Your Mind, I ain't gonna fucking argue about for sure.
Shout out to him.
I think Joke Your Mind. Joke Your Mind probably would have been an honorable mention for mine.
I love Time of Love.
Funny. This is a funny story about Joke Your Mind. When I was in like 5th or 6th grade, it was like right around when I found ICP. We had to like find a song and write like a spoken word or poem to it. And I was like, I'm gonna do it with ICP. It's like, you can't have any cussing. I'm like, no. So I did Joke Your Mind, and I did. My poem was something about like a death row inmate like getting ready to walk to his death or whatever, and Jokey Mind's in the background or some shit, man.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's some cerebral shit for a fifth grader. What the fuck?
I can breathe the magic mist.
Tell yo MV wish. Should have made a poem about chocolate soup. I always thought that's like the weirdest fucking line, chocolate soup. Or what's the song? He says, bake you chocolate Swiss cheese pie. That,
$50?
That's the most, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's the most disgusting thing Jay's ever said. Above everything else, chocolate Swiss cheese pie, you got me fucked up.
I think the most disgusting thing Violent J's ever said is whenever he showed how he cooks fucking Joe bowls and those fucking cookie pizzas. Those cookie pizzas were fucking crazy. He's making his daughter eat them. You could tell she wanted no part of them.
Oh, Ruby, man.
When that fucking bowl was melted and just dripping, the plastic was just dripping off the bottom of it. I was like, man, please don't eat that. Please don't eat that shit, man.
He fucking microwaved that shit for 11 minutes. He wants it crunchy. Like, I didn't, like, that's fucking can't be good for you.
Everyone in that room had to have lost 5 years off their life from the fucking smell coming from the microwave, bro.
And then the cookie he made, like, he just scratched instead of getting like a fucking like pie cookie like Shaggy had for his dessert, he just got out that cheese pizza and knocked all the shit off of it and didn't even like knock all of it off correctly. Just covered it in cocoa powder and burnt the fuck out of it. That was the grossest thing I've seen Violent J fucking do or say. I was like, oh my god, he eats like that? How does he still alive? I got some more album closers. You got Johnny Blair said, I'm alright. Got this. No snub or a snub from us. Mr. Slapnuts checked in again. Said Real Underground Baby, and also a pretty good one right here. Project Born Graveyard from Mr. Slapnuts.
Man.
Fuck yeah. That's a good. I didn't even think about that one, or that would have probably made my list.
Yeah, me too. Dude, I love that song.
I think of it as a Forgotten Freshness song.
Funny part, my favorite part in the song is actually when it's like, you know, at the end when Violent J is like straight from the graveyard is when he does the suck on my nuts, bitch. I laugh every fucking time.
Those two lines like pretty much sum up ICP perfectly.
I know, bro. And then there's like part where he's like, shit, what's the part? Oh, it better be somebody worthy, bastard. Oh, it's the ringmaster. I love when he does that shit.
Hell yeah.
Got a couple more album closer snubs. One that nobody has mentioned yet. Ill Al says King Gordy. Nobody has nothing. Top album closer of all time. That's somebody that hasn't been brought up on the show, so I wanted to make sure get that one shouted out. I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Yeah, bye.
And then to close out the album closers, got Young Che said Die Unveiling. I think we mentioned that in honorable mention, so we didn't snub it too bad. That's definitely one that we're talking about. One of those ones that get the hair to stand up on the back of your neck whenever you hear the opening chords. That's that song. Moving on now to the final snubs for J songs. Got Masked Ninja 76 said Playing in the Woods, one of his favorite Violent J songs that we didn't mention on the top 5. Andrew Jackson checking in with a 20 piece right there. Said The Tower, favorite Violent J song, which I've already talked about it on this show. The in-depth study that Violent J did on that subject before he wrote that song makes that song even cooler. It was a great song. It really catchy, really good song. There's a fucking video for it even. It was pretty much the standout track on his solo album. But then once I heard that fucking Descend into Evil where he knows everything about that fucking dude, it made that song even that much more cooler that he took the time to fucking learn about it. Then we got Fear the Beard checking in, says Truly Alone. That's probably one that was right up on could have been on my top 5.
Yeah, it's always sad when Jay sings that song live. It's like,
that's a fucking...
That's a downer song, especially when Jay sings it. Like, oh, come on, bro. Don't sing that song this time.
I got nobody.
Yeah, that's it.
And then the final one I got is Jason Lord says Pyromaniac. It's one of his favorite Violent J songs. So it's going to wrap up all the snubs that we had. Not too many snubs. I think we covered them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with some of those like album closers, when you've got like Pass Me By, I'm Coming Home, like come on, man. Like, there ain't no snubs in that list. Same thing with album, you know, same thing with like Violent J songs. Like when you got like 12 and fucking the Loons and fucking on and on and on and on, bro, you're gonna have a list of snubs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll have but we'll wait a few weeks and see what the Shaggy snubs were. I don't know if there'll be as many because, like you said, with Jay, there's so many songs to choose from. Shaggy, like we talked about, for the majority of the first 6 Jokerz card, was almost like a hype man, so there wasn't as many to pick from. But there's definitely some classic ones that we just didn't get to because our list is only 5 each. Like you said, there's only so many great. Whenever you're dealing with like Fuck Off, Bazooka Joey, and shit like that. I'm Not Alone, Southwest Strangler, Clown Love. Like, how's those not gonna make the list?
Yeah. Well, and Siznak dug deep. He found some crazy ones. I don't even think I'd heard some of those songs he mentioned. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that Rada.
He said
the Rada solo,
didn't he?
Yeah.
That shit's. I fuck with that song. That Psychopathic from Outer Space. That's like 2, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah, with that Exorcist sample, that shit's so fucking dope. And his flow on that shit's nasty.
That's what's dope about this show. As the other people on the panel always bring up songs that I kind of overlook, and then the comments, if we don't bring them up, they always get the comments. But you just tell the variety of ICP fans is how many different songs or people's favorite songs or favorite albums were even. It's just such a variety. So you can almost tell when somebody came into being a Juggalo based on whenever they start saying those albums really mean something to them. You can almost, whenever somebody says what their favorite album is, you can almost pretty much tell how long that dude's been down just from that. Before we get out of here, I want to get Darby to go ahead and drop off his info for people that want to check out any of his music. I check it out on Tidal, so I'm sure it's on Spotify and all the other streaming music apps. So go ahead and let them know where to get a hold of that shit.
Yeah, you can just look me up, Darby O'Trill, on any platform you get your music on, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that shit. Instagram, Twitter. I don't really fuck with Facebook, but on YouTube, every month on the 17th, we've dropped 5 videos so far. We got the 6th one coming out next week for Mindful of Flies, and we're gonna ride that out all the way to the end of the year. And at the end of the year, new album from me and Devereaux, the beginning of the end. Badass album full of straight wicked shit. So if you're into that, go peep it.
Down by the lake.
Blisters on my hands, it's been a long day digging all these graves.
Blood drains out the veins.
Crush up the teeth, burn the body, now they gone without a trace.
Meet me down by the lake.
Blisters on my hands, it's been a long day digging all these graves.
Blood drains out the veins.
Crush up the teeth, burn the body, now they gone without a trace. Take up the meat, leave a piece of leaf, go for the maggots to eat. Identified by your tag on the feet, go with the eyes, pull out the teeth. Bones on a scalpel on a crusty metal tray. Underneath my fingernails is someone else's DNA. Blood stains all up on my clothes again. My blade is my closest friend.
Fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Definitely peep that out. What you just peeped out was another episode of 5 Piece. We'll be back next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Fago Lovers Network. We out.
Peace.